And it's dry weather now. Great. I'm sure the game's doing this on purpose, just to screw me over. Oh, I thought I was going to get to the first scorer in the lead then. I knew I was taking a little bit of a chance. Woo! Woo! Balls! I just had no hope of being able to go through that corner side by side. So didn't think too much of the wheel-to-wheel collision, though. That was a bit shit. Someone had exploded that. Nudge me out of the way, why don't you? So he can run over the curves without too much problem. But when I do it, bad things happen. 0 to 0 in one lap. One fact I do like in this game is that your mirrors vibrate. What is wrong with people through that corner? It's like they refuse to go fast enough. All gone wrong. The first thing I turned off in this game is the pit radio, because he was just getting on my nerves. He just kept saying things about how bad I was at driving. Kept saying things like, oh, the man behind you is too fast. Or you're not going fast enough. Stop crashing. He had a point. Could maybe stay in third gear for that one, maybe. There was a friend that told me about driving with AI. You obviously don't treat them how you would treat a human player. But if you were confident and forceful with them, they would instantly submit. It's like they didn't want to get involved, you know? Which is kind of true. You shut the door on them and basically chop the nose off, that they would overreact and Back off. No, you're not having that place. I want my 15th place. Oh, didn't think I was going to go that slow. I think I'd be better off if it was bloody wet. Oh, I don't know. Some things I like to see is seeing AI make mistakes, like drifting wide or touching on the dirt and spinning around. But they still don't seem to be punished like a player it is, you know, for going off track or first on the first lap and 16th on the second. Sooner or later, or as soon as I get out of this bloody series, the better. Just haven't been doing a good job of judging distance in this race. See? I hit them, they just bat it off and go, oh, didn't even touch me. But me, I spin off. It's that bloody corner. I'm trying to go through there as fast as possible, but if someone slows down so much, I just can't do anything with it. Maybe because that's the only place I'm actually gaining on them is in that corner. The rest of the track. Lonely race. I have wanted to get a different wheel and pedals for quite a while. Maybe get myself a Thrustmaster T300 or 500. Logitech G25 is doing quite well. No, it's not falling apart or anything. This might be nice to have a higher budget wheel to work with. And particularly the Thrustmaster pedals, that they are mounted. How would you say that? Well, they're mounted reverse. They're not mounting from the floor, they're mounted from the top, like normal pedals are. So they don't pivot from the base, they pivot from the top of the pedal. I don't know if it's just me that when I get behind, it just seems that the AI steps up into another gear and is able to go so much faster than me that I'm unable to catch up. I was going to try third on that corner, but obviously not. See, he drives through there normally. Why wouldn't he do that when I was behind him? Stupid. Seem to be snatching the rear coming down that hill. Gears could probably do with a bit of adjustment. Seem to be in second gear for not an awful lot of time. Now, following cars down into my favourite corner. Yeah, of course, move over to my line. That would be really helpful. Oh, yes! I give up with this AI. Sometimes. I really do. I really do give up this AI. See how how close the AI follows you. This is going from a lap before. Didn't really know where to put myself. I thought about going around the outside there. Went onto my line, so I had to go up the inside. And then the chap just changed his direction and pushed me straight off. Piece of shit. He just come straight across my nose. I didn't change direction. He moved into my braking point, so I had no option but to go up the inside. It's like they don't kind of think, oh, there's someone there, I better give them space. Fucking AI. Well, let's just hope that the bloody second race is good enough. Good. I start 15th for the next race. Whoopee. How did I get 3 points? Where'd that come from? I don't know. Right. 12 laps this time. And we're in the light rain. Fucking brilliant. I always think that should you increase the tyre pressures if you're in the rain so they get warmer quicker. I always thought if you decrease the tyre pressure, then the tyre is flatter, so it puts more tyre on the ground, but I don't know, I'm just making it up. Right, you pieces of shit. Now I'm starting from the back. Oh, this is going to end in tears. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Just let you go through that corner. I don't know what that weaving shit is about. That's the exact place that I or anybody would think of going on the inside. And that's exactly where they would weave. Well, I don't know where you guys are going. Track's over here. Game looks pretty though, doesn't it? Especially in the sunset. The rain spray and everything. So I imagine Project Cars 2 is going to look absolutely awesome. But I just hope that they change the consistency of the force feedback in every car. Because the workaround they've got is that you can adjust force feedback per car, depending on your taste, but it shouldn't be like that yet. The wheel should react the same. It should feel different. You shouldn't need to adjust the force feedback. So how am I doing better in the rain? How is that possible? Or is it that the AI is doing worse? Side by side through the chicane. Well, I don't know where he went then. And I'm thinking this carries on from Barcelona. So I've got 3 points from the round, the Donington round, but can't remember where I finished at Donington. I think it was last, wasn't it? Snatched a break. Managed to get away with that though. I just wish the wet weather looked this way in other games, really. You do get some things right in this game, which is the graphics. How slow do you want to go through that corner? I am being risky. I guess this maybe levels the playing field a bit. The AI is not so blisteringly fast, even though I'm not running the AI on 100%. So I do need a chance. I can't imagine what it would be like on 100. It's very similar the way the AI may react in a game called Wreckfest that's still in early access. The only problem with Wreckfest is you'll see the AI cars make mistakes and crash into walls and stuff on their own, or you'll see two AI cars banging doors. But if you try a pit maneuver on them to take the weight off the rear tyres and spin them round, you try that and you're most likely the one that's going to come worse off rather than them. Because they seem to instantly be able to react and turn into the slide, so all you're basically doing is putting your nose into their rear quarter panel and they're staying straight. But if they did that to you, you would instantly spin round, because we haven't got, cat reflexes to be able to counteract that. But sometimes it works, and it's quite satisfying crashing into the AI and taking them out. It's a good stress reliever, that game, especially when you're playing with friends too. Destruction derby type thing. And they've recently done an update where you can put add-ons on your cars. You can have these big Mad Max type, exhaust pipes and big huge chunky tyres, and it's really cool. But I usually play Wreckfest on stream with a guy that normally plays train sim, and he sometimes does multiplayer evenings as well, where we play Wreckfest or Project Cars and things like that. And he should be playing Project Cars this evening in about 3 hours. So I might take a break once I've finished this, and then probably turn on the stream again when I race with them. And of course they're on voice as well, so if I take them out you can probably hear it. Because I'm quite sadistic when we're playing Wreckfest. I show no mercy. But obviously if it was this game where you're not actually supposed to crash into each other, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to race them hard and hopefully not crash. still it's a bit of a mystery to me about this real-time weather. I don't know whether that actually means taking it from the location of the track at that particular point. I know there's a game called R Factor 2 which has a weather plugin which unfortunately doesn't work with the DirectX 11 update, which would feed in the weather from the correct location of the track, and it would depend on, you know, if you got a track like Spa, let's say, which is huge, it would depend on what side of the track the weather was. So you could have it raining on one side and dry on the other. And something that game does well is you'll have a developing driving line. So if you're running on, you know, a light rain track, you'll end up with a drying line. Something that this game doesn't seem to have for some reason. I think this game does do the marbles effect. So if you kind of head off the driving line, you go onto the screwed up pieces of rubber and end up with less grip. So what you'll find is when you would feed in the real weather from the real location, you know, and I would normally be playing games in the evening, so I'd be playing with evening weather in light conditions. You know, it wouldn't be at night, but it would take the weather from what it would be at that point at 8 o'clock at night or something, and it would always be freezing cold and probably wet. But you could probably guarantee that if you took the weather from an Italian track or a Spanish track, that it will be nice and sunny. But if you went to a British track and got the real-time weather from that it would be foggy and horrible. So it adds a little bit of spice to it, you know. You know, if you're running with the same conditions all the time, then you don't really feel like you're in a simulated real-world environment. I like things that spice stuff up. Plus, you get a rubbered in driver's line as well. So, more laps you do, the grippier the track will get. I haven't played R Factor 2 in ages now. There was a video I saw yesterday where I think they were celebrating Nigel Mansell's win at Silverstone in I think it was 1992, and the iconic pictures you'll probably remember is Ayrton Senna actually broke down halfway round on the last few laps, and Nigel Mansell picked him up and he hung on the side of the car, and they managed to you know, do the models, the car models and things with the bloke attached to the side. It's really quite well done. It's sometimes a pity that a lot of racing games in general have like 75% of all the features that you would want, but there's always something that they miss. And it's like if you cherry picked stuff from all of the racing games, you would have a perfect game. So like the career part of this game, no other game has that. But I would probably pick the way this looks in wet weather, and you know, just the graphical approach, and then I would pick the dynamic driving lines from R Factor 2, the custom season tool from Automobilista, because that's something that I think is upcoming for R Factor 2, along with the new UI. So you'll be able to make your own racing series create your own rules, create your own set of drivers to be in that season with a certain set of tracks, and then either use it for online purposes or for offline. But no one just seems to have the whole package. They always seem to kind of focus on one part of it, but never have the full thing. Am I leading by 28 seconds? Okay. Makes a change from the last race, doesn't it? I guess maybe the wet weather, the AI just doesn't function well enough. What they definitely don't seem to do is be affected too much by wet curbs or wet grass. You know, if I put a wheel on the grass, I'd be struggling to keep it in a straight line, but they don't seem to be affected by that. And I don't know how long it's going to take for PC hardware to be that fast enough so that it'd be able to do, you know, 32 AI brains using real-time player physics, because at the moment they can't. They cannot physically do that. And what they also can't physically do is have a fully real-time tyre model. They have to kind of fudge it with a lookup table. 31 points. Where's my teammate? Am I in an Italian team? Don't know. Hooray! Oh, I got bonus points. I got a bonus point for the first race because I got the fastest lap. Even though I was shit. So, yeah, he won. Blah, blah. 5th in the championship. Not too bad, considering how shite I was. But I think that's from the races in Barcelona as well. So I've won one championship so far, I think, and it was the American Championship. Literally, we rewound some of those passing moves again and again. Wood is my hero.
They don't make things like that anymore.